Hello Pioneers, I hope you're well. My name is Ben, and this is the Satisfactory Plus mod for the game Satisfactory. On the last episode, we built this coal mine, this arch of forbidden secrets, our first fuel depot, and our first sugar cube. So first things first, let's rip out all of this iron production and move it. There, that wasn't so bad. Got everything ripped out that I didn't want in here. Since I have the machines all pointing that way, I'm going to put the truck stations over there. I'm having a hard time deciding what I want to do next in what order. And one thing I keep coming back to is that the awesome shop has so many cool things in it that I don't really have access to right now. So I need coupons, and I think the fastest way to get coupons right now is to go hunting for alien organisms and then to sink those capsule things. So, you thinking what I'm thinking? It's montage time. I'm glad to have gotten that out of my system. We were able to unlock a lot of nice new parts, and I think it's time to really start spending the needed time to make some permanent basic infrastructure. And we're going to start by moving the crushed iron out of this facility over to a smelting facility. So let's make some drive-in, we'll make some truck stations, give a little bit of interest, and see what we end up with. Something like that. Trucks will be able to come in up here off the street, pick up the crushed iron, take it to a smelting facility. And we also need to have some for crushed magnesium. And I lifted it up off the ground just a little bit here so we could run the belts. Now that one for magnesium and is equally spaced. Perfect. Let's see. Let's wall it in. Alright, paint up the walls, make them nice concrete. Looking good. Put on some of these nice new roofs I just unlocked. Kind of looks like garage doors even. It's pretty cool. Alright, just for some aesthetics, I think I'll throw in some frame walls over that, just like that. And I think that's enough decorating for now. Let's get the trucks stations hooked up, and then we can start on the next new factory. Now I'm on the sub level, and I'm running coal from that power plant down here so I can branch off to where I need it. And right now where I need it is right there for crushed iron. So I'm gonna put the splitter over here so I can give it to the crushed iron and magnesium easily. I have to tell you, this is my first time actually playing with the ceiling mounts for any more than just like one little belt, and I am really digging it. It is very cool. And since I don't need the magnesium anywhere quite yet, I'm just going to put it into one of these sinks, so all the excess will go and this will all keep running forever. Now we have crushed iron. Now we need somewhere to send it. On one of the last videos, I had some comments asking why I didn't build everything higher. And my response was that I wanted it to hug the sand dunes to give it a more authentic feel so everything's not just super flat. But then everybody pointed out in our Discord that it would be a lot easier with a little bit more room. And I got to thinking, I really kind of want to have a subway system. And I don't really want to take all the time to raise all this stuff up, so I think this main highway thoroughfare will be at the level that it is, and we'll have to work logistically around that for subways, like maybe making an above-ground tram for part of it, something like that. I think it'll be really cool. What that means for right now, though, is I'm going to take this road this way, and I'm going to go up quite a bit higher than you'd think I would need to, because I want an extra room underneath for subway systems. Okay, for the newer part of the city, I want 8 meters for belts, tunnels, passageways for the Pioneer. The train stations are 20 meters tall, which is 5 more sections. So I'm going to get a 6th one for more, just for a little bit of leeway. So that's going to be the level of the ground floor now. This is the sub floor. This is right now the road, so the road needs to go out until I hit that level before I start building. I think right here in this intersection is where I'm going to build the iron facility. I'm going to ship in the crushed iron. We're going to smelt it and then build all the iron products. And I think that's going to include iron rods, iron plates. The iron rods are turned into modular frames. Reinforced iron plates also is made out of iron wire, which we'll make. Iron wire, screws, so the reinforced iron plates, modular frames, and then the sheets are made out of, excuse me, the sheets are turned into, the iron plates are turned into iron sheets, and then the iron sheets are turned into rotor blades, but we'll do that off site because we need to ship in brass plates as well. So yeah, this whole corner right here, we're gonna have entries and exits all up and down this because we're gonna need to be shipping in crushed iron, and that's it actually. Everything else will be just smelted on location here and then built up, and then we'll ship out to a main storage area and to every factory that needs it. I had a great suggestion on one of the last videos to use half foundations for this part for sidewalks, and I specifically went out and got them for that reason. The thing I couldn't decide on is whether it should be on the top or on the inside or the outside. I did it on the outside here, but I think it makes more sense to put the wall on the inside so pedestrian traffic would go away from the cars. Makes sense to me logistically. Perfect. Like a cat birthday. Seems you cannot center click half foundations. That's weird. But no problem. I've mentioned my Discord channel a few times this video already, and I just wanted to invite you to join it. The link is down in the description below. I also thought I'd plug my YouTube channel, what you're watching right now. Right now we're sprinting on our way to 1,000 subscribers, so please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. I think since we're going to put the iron facility right here, I want to make a cool entrance from it because it's going to be an often upgraded, I presume, building, and it's going to see a lot of use, a lot of trucks coming in and out. Yeah, so I think I'll start the entrance right here. I'll lay out some flat road to check it out, and then I've got a plan for my entryway, a big arch. Okay, I think this far out would be a good spot to start it. And what I'm going to do is make an arch using a method that I saw on the YouTube channel of a guy called Xero, Xero. I'll put a link in the description so you can check him out. He's got a great channel. It's just really excellent. I found a lot of inspirational things in my visits there. Okay, so we're going to start off with a beam and get rid of that. I'm going to make a 40-meter radius arch, I think. So run that out the full 40 meters. Okay, and then at the end, we're going to drop down a big concrete pillar. Okay, and then you delete it, make another beam, switch it to freeform, put it in the top of the very center right there, and then you put another beam. And then you delete the beam, and you repeat, and we're going to go around and around and around until we're done. And done. Excellent. It didn't take too long. Let's see, I've been recording for 15 minutes, plus I did a little bit about plugging the Discord, so. Okay, excellent. Let's now go this way with it, I think. Yeah, I like that. That looks better. You don't get a bunch of flashing. If you look over here, you get some of that loading the mesh flickering or whatever. Hate that. I don't know how to get rid of it on there. I haven't really tried because I'm just going to do this instead. I think that has a really nice texture on the outside. This will get deleted. So our end face will be looking like that. Because we're still getting Z fighting. We'll cover it with something. I don't know what. We'll figure something out. Here's a better technique too. Standing right on it is way easier for running this. There, just wrapped up, and I have 516 rods left and 396 concrete. And I think that might be all I have of both of those things. I rounded out this curb right here to be kind of a pathway in to open up this space because I couldn't, you know, this starts inclining down and doesn't line up over there. And I thought I could put some sort of atrium or something like that. We'll fill this with something interesting, surely. But yeah, this looks pretty cool. I'm going to add some lights to it when I figure out what the rest of the shape is going to look like. And I think what I'll do now is I'll start curving in some truck routes and getting some truck stations laid in. And then we'll have... So visualize with me if you would. The trucks will come in over this way and then come in this open import area. And then we're going to have at least 8 truck stations going from right here that way. And what these are going to do is the first one will bring in crushed iron and then send it up to a floor to smelt. And then we'll send that through the facility to make all the iron products, which are only the items that are purely made out of iron. So they're going to be iron plates, iron sheets, iron rods, iron wire, screws, reinforced iron plates, and modular frames. So those are 7 items. So the 8th truck station to bring in the iron, and then those 7 to send those items elsewhere. And we're going to have lots of room right here for expandability. But yeah, it's some nice shapes. Getting some more curves makes me happy. Up until now, everything has been so blocky, it's been frustrating. But there's only so much you can do till you start getting some unlocks in the awesome shop. It's just right here, truck station. Can always redo it later, right? That's the best part about this game. How about just like so? Okay, so this port needs to have fuel brought in, but we're doing that under the ground, so we'll put that like that. And then these two need to go up. You know what we have a lot of in abundance right here is space. So instead of trying to jam a wall like right here, let's maybe plan it to be back there. Just put them in line, I think just like that would be pretty great. Except I probably want to use foundations as my walls here, because that's the style that I like. So let's plan for that instead. So 1.5 space behind them, 1.5, just like that. And 8. That went out way further than I anticipated. I'm starting to encroach on this node. But I think that will be okay, because this should be the furthest extent of this part of the factory, and I should be able to bury the miner right there, no problem. Maybe send the output over to that one. And remember, the new height of the floor factory is going to be way up there. That's cool. Huge and cool. Great for iron. Somebody, I don't want to do it. Somebody needs to start collecting the crushed stone. I need to get it loaded into a truck and automatically delivered over to the power plant, because I'm tired of doing it by hand. Although now that I say that out loud and I look and I see that that belt is filled up, I've reconnected that to the power plant. I think I have 2 full single containers full of the crushed stone feeding that. So that has to be a good 6-7 hours. Actually, now that I'm talking about it, talking it through with you, thank you for listening as always. You help me listen to me when I have to talk things out. I think that's not as pressing of a need at this moment as I was thinking. I'm thinking about how I want to lay this out, and I was considering doing separate floors for every part. But then I realized, after smelting it all, I only need a couple of constructors for each part. And even the biggest parts, I only need a few assemblers going. Right? So this is silly to think that I need 8 stories, 7 stories of this, when the footprint could just be one story above this. Like right above this, I could just have the few constructors I need for whatever this is, load it right into here, and bed's your uncle. Okay, we've got the base of a floor in. Let's go and explore bringing the crushed iron up here to this floor. Do splitters work like this? Oh, perfect. Since there's only 2 output ports, we're going to be bottlenecked by our belts. So right now these are 270 per minute belts. So we're at 540 per minute crushed iron. That's our threshold right now until we get a new belt. But that's okay. That stacks up pretty nicely, actually. And now we can just put floor holes. Something like that and that. Okay, make sure they're both Mark III. There. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it is efficient. And there's some beauty to be found in efficiency, I assume. Okie dokie. Do we even need coal run to that one? We actually don't, because it's going to get coal from the other one, the other station, and this is a really short drive. In fact, I could probably belt it, but where is the fun in that? Okay, this is going to be called Crushed Iron Delivery. Iron Factory. We should have a cool name for this complex. And I'm out of ideas. Let's grab some power. How are we going to do this? Why is my wall power outlet not clicking to the ceiling like it's supposed to? Ah, the answer is because it's angled, and it won't do that, apparently. Okay, now we've brought power up from over under the ground in the maintenance tunnels and brought it up through there. Very cool. Okay, this needs to be moved now because it's time to bring in a truck. Silly me, it's not time to bring in a truck yet. I need to build the outgoing road. I gave it 2 different gradients to make sure it would fit perfectly where I wanted it, which seems like cheating, but also looks cool, so I'm not really too fussed about it. And have I mentioned again how much I can't wait for asphalt? Okay, now we're ready to make a truck. We've already done a montage this video, so let's just skip this part. And done. Before it goes, actually, hit X to turn off the nodes. So dumb. It'll sort itself out. Look at it go. That is transportational logistics in the morning. Or evening. So we have 2 lines of 270 per minute. And a smelter uses 30 per minute to make 45 per minute. So we can do 9 smelters for each line. So thinking about the math, 30 of the crushed iron makes 45 ingots. And since my max belt speed is 270, 270 divided by 45 is 6. Which means I want 6 groups of 6, not 9. So I can actually do 3 groups of 6 off of the 270. So let's do 6. Do a smelter. Alright, we'll set up a manifold just like that. I need more conveyor Mark III belt parts, so I'm not going to fill those in yet. Those can just be Mark 1s. This brings in 270 per minute. I'm going to use 180 per minute on this line, leaving me 90 left over. So that's why I have the splitter here. So I can put another splitter right here. And then we're going to have a merger right over here. Well, no, we're going to have the outputs, mergers that way, splitters this way, another line of 6 right here. So we'll have a merger right here with the output going that way. And we need Mark II belt there. A Mark II belt there. And now we have 90 plus 90. It's 180, so we'll need a Mark III belt right here to go to that one. Then we'll have the outputs here, the inputs to the next splitters, and another 6 smelters here. I said splitters, I meant smelters. All right, I got that hooked up, and I realize now I think I want all of these mergers facing the other direction. I'm gonna bring them back over here, and actually, I wonder if all right, let me correct this real quick. I have this in the wrong spot. These are supposed to be one further back. Okay, I moved that bank back. These ones were set up correctly, except for these splitters are in the wrong spot. But what that's going to let me do is take this out like that, and then I can run 2 meters like that, and then 1 meters like that, and then we can sink the mergers into the ground, and in fact move the ingots this direction and build the production over here, which is going to make sense because we have all of this space, and I'm already getting jammed in over there. So, all right, there's my first belt of ingots. Love it. It feels good knowing that we're going to have permanent infrastructure put down now that's going to be easily expandable just by building more of the machines that we need. Just the way I like to play the game. Something I've been thinking a lot about while planning out what I'm going to do next in the next couple of episodes, and even in this episode, is figuring out where I'm going to put awesome sinks, because I can't have the things like the crushers and the sorters power down, because I'm going to need all of those components to keep being made, specifically the crushed stone for, say, the power generation, right? That's the most important thing, I think. But I don't necessarily need to always have iron plates and iron rods being made. I do want to have a central location where everything gets delivered to, and then I can just run through there. There'll just be a room of storage containers with every part, and I can just pick things up like that. But once that's full, and if I don't use, say I'm not using iron plates anywhere else, then I can let that turn off. I'm pretty sure. I don't need to let that keep going forever. As long as, yeah, so I've got at the crushed iron facility, I have a sink there, so that'll always be made. Even if this entire building stops consuming crushed iron, it'll still be getting sunk over there, and will always continue. Yeah, okay. So I think talking that out now, I think we'll need to make sure that anything that creates byproducts that we might use elsewhere needs to be sunk, and anything else can shut off. Okay, I just went and handcrafted a bunch more Mark III belts, so I should be able to hook all of this up now too. Oh man, I made a whoopsie. Look how I just built all this stuff right over all the other truck stations. Huh. Well, that's unfortunate. Luckily, it'll be an easy fix. I can run them, yeah, I can run them down between, I can make a sandwich layer out of the floor right here. If you don't know what that is or what I mean by that, I mean I could take, it'll be hard to see up from here. I can take 1 meter foundations, take a 4 meter foundation out, put one on the bottom, put one on the top, and there's plenty of room for belts like this. See, like a sandwich. This is the bread, and I'm the delicious numbing ingredients. That was dumb. Cut that part out. All right, so what we are left with in the end is 3 lines of 270 ingots per minute. And out of those ingots, we need to make iron plates and iron rods. So that's it. I guess we just use half and half or something like that. I haven't done the ratios, and I don't want to, so I think I won't worry about that quite yet. This first line, 270, can run 9 constructors doing plates, right? So let's build those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, these will all be iron plates. Okay, so here I'm going to merge all the outputs of those iron plates, and I'm going to put a smart splitter, I think, right here. And I think what I'm going to do is something I've been toying with. I basically want all the production to always be used. So if I put a belt like that, and I put the center output here to plates, and then I can put the left to overflow. And now what I can do is I can send this down to that truck station, the iron plate truck station, and it'll always keep that full. And then when that's full, all these plates will go to make sheets. And then when those are full, all the plates can go to make reinforced iron plates. Now, if you recall, for iron sheets, each one of the 20 per minute makes 30 per minute. So we're gonna go from 180 iron plates per minute back up to 270 iron sheets per minute, which is fantastic. I went to set up the iron sheets truck station, and I was gonna do it just like this one, and then I realized that a mistake has been made because I need to put the fuel in right here. So I don't want that to clip, so I'm gonna move that and input it into the back end here. And then I can bring fuel through this way. I was just sitting here having to think about the iron plates that I'm making. And if you recall right here, I used a smart splitter. So I'm sending all the iron plates to the truck station down there, so I can send them off to main storage and anywhere else I need iron plates. Then the overflow is coming over here, and I put the iron plate output this way in another smart splitter here. So now once the iron plates are full, it'll come down here and use the entire full production of iron plates to make iron sheets. And then it's going to send those down to another truck station. And this other smart splitter is having an overflow output from the center again. And I realized that iron plates, at least right now, aren't needed to be shipped off site because they're only used in the reinforced iron plate recipe, which I'm going to make on site here, and the iron sheets. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We have the truck station set up for whenever we need it in the future, which is handy. I'm sure something down the line will need it. But otherwise, once the iron plates and the iron sheets are full, I can send that full line of 180 iron plates to make reinforced iron plates. And now with those done, we're going to do the exact same thing with iron rods and iron wire and screws and stuff like that. And I'm going to get that done as quick as possible. Well, that's it. We made a lot of progress. Granted, it was progress we had made previously, but we have a lot of iron products being made again, and they're ready to be shipped off site to go wherever we need them to continue on doing that. I've just simply run out of time now to do any more. But I would like to hear from you. What do you think about this episode? Since I was just redoing things we've already done before, if you found it too boring, let me know down in the comments below, and I will skip showing this for redoing the lead, bronze, brass, steel, etc. Or if you'd like to just join me along the way and see all of it, everything I do anyway, let me know that down in the comments too, please. And don't forget to subscribe. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye now. In fact, I could probably belt it, but where is the fun in that? What do you mean the fun is because belts actually work? Go, little tractor, go. Ooh, getting busy traffic. I love it.